Real YouTubers play Pokemon Unite. This game is a lot of fun. Hello, it's your boy, guy who plays Pokemon Unite and didn't wait for the camera to finish warming up before he started recording. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite is a MOBA game that came out 2 days ago from the time that you're seeing this. And I played a fair bit of it last night. By fair bit, I probably played about 10 games. I'm really bad, but if you're like me, you might have never played any kind of MOBA game before, and so my goal basically is to tell you what I've learned so far and some share the resources that I've gathered so far with you, also that hopefully you can have a bit of a smoother transition. I'll say so far I'm having a lot of fun with the game. I have not played, like I said, I haven't played more than 10 games, but or actually I played probably like closer to 15, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the game so far, and it seems really cool. I've been super busy, if you know, you know, and I'm continuing to be busy through the weekend, but once I get back on Sunday, I intend to probably be streaming some Unite content, and I'm working on getting better there. So if you're interested, you can check it out at twitch.tv/WolfeyVGC. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it. I basically was doing some looking, and a friend of mine sent me this. This is a really great spreadsheet. The author of the spreadsheet is JJ Kuhn. And I'll link the spreadsheet in the description as well. They are like making a lot of Unite content, it seems. And so if you want to check them out, they have a whole lot of links here. So I recommend checking them out as well, as they appear to be more knowledgeable, given that they put together this whole spreadsheet. But my goal today isn't to make you an expert in Pokemon Unite. It's just to tell you what you need to know in order to kind of start playing the game. So basically, what's the goal of the game? Pokemon Unite is broken up into 2 teams, and the goal of the game is basically to score points. There's a bunch of little goals around the map, half on your side, half on your opponent's side. And by knocking out your opponents, or by knocking out pretty much wild Pokemon and completing other objectives as well, you can earn basically points that if you can make it to a goal and spend enough time in a goal of your opponents, you can score. Once you have knocked out one of your opponent's goals, by which you, like, each goal has like a health limit basically, so in the first ones that you can run into, it's 80 points, right? And once you reach the 80 point threshold for that goal, the goal will be destroyed, and you can move on to the next one. You want to destroy your opponent's goals because what goals do is that they provide a speed boost to the opposing team, like up until them, and it also allows the other team to heal by entering into them and remaining into them as well. So yeah, basically the idea here is that it's basically it's a point scoring game. You can also, of course, knock out your opponent's Pokemon, in which case they will drop some of the points that they were carrying, and have to go back to their base to respawn, which can take varying amounts of time depending on how late into the game it is. Pokemon Unite is cool because the games are only 10 minutes, so it's pretty easy to jump in and jump out of them. And there's a whole bunch of different roles as well, which I think is the most interesting part of the game. Basically, there are 5 different roles so far. Maybe they'll add more as well. There are attackers, which obviously have low HP but do a lot of damage. This is like DPS or ADR, I guess, from other MOBA games as well. There's support, which basically soak up damage, I think. Defenders soak up damage. Support basically support the allies. All-rounder are pretty balanced. I don't know exactly what these are completely, but obviously, like, they're named aptly. Speedster is kind of like assassins in MOBAs. They can move quickly and do damage, but they're pretty squishy. And then defenders are tanks, so they have HP and like slow the enemies down. There's a whole lot of other like kind of things going on beneath the hood, but basically so far my observations with the game are that like, for me, one of the things that's most interesting is experience. So by attacking and knocking out opposing Pokemon, both wild and the opposing like team, you gain experience. And so I think for me, something that I've noticed so far, just in my own personal playing, is that experience management and being a higher level than your opponent is a pretty big advantage. So that means a couple of things. Number one, it means getting knocked out is pretty bad, which I guess isn't like super high level analytical gameplay, but basically the reason why I think getting knocked out is bad is because that's the time that you spend respawning and then getting back to like where your opponents are is time that you could be gaining experience, and it could push you behind for the rest of the game, because I think it's definitely possible to snowball in this game from my experience so far. Like, if you get a big lead over the opposing team and you have a big level advantage, it can be really difficult to catch up. My advice, by the way, for anyone who's interested in playing and learning the game is to spend some time like playing different characters and seeing which ones click for you. So far, I've played a fair bit of attackers, and I've played some support as well, and neither of those feel like perfectly right for me, so I'll mess around with the other roles as well. I've played some all-rounders as well. This spreadsheet is great, though. As you can see, there's more like things along like the bottom. There's a whole lot of things down here for jargon. There's different game modes. There's a page here for status conditions. And also the game is new, right? So people are still figuring it out. There's also an item component, so there's held items you can equip up to 3 once you get to a high enough level. You can see them all here. There's actually a fair bit of them. I think in the early game you get leftovers. I think you can also upgrade them. Yeah, you can upgrade them as well by leveling them up. So, yeah, they do a whole bunch of different things, so that's cool and customizable. You also get to hold one like you get to bring one battle item into play, at least one so far for me, to play each game, and that's really interesting. So this one I think is like a blink spell. This one, as you can see, removes all hindrances, restores your HP. There's a whole lot of things. I think so far I have like X attack, X speed, and the potion unlocked. And I got Fluffy Tail as well. Fluffy Tail's broken. Yeah, but these are interesting. So these are interesting because they have a cooldown. So while these are the ones on the right are all pretty much passive effects. So for example, a Pokemon for the Rocky Helmet, a Pokemon holding this item will deal damage to nearby opposing Pokemon based on its HP after it receives a set amount of damage. So this one, like, it's passive, right? It damages the opponent while you're holding it, and if you take damage, and then also there's other ones as well, right? This one, and people again, the game is still like being figured out, right? So this one says apparently gives you a shield after 5 seconds if you're outside of offense. This section is blank and app though, so this one maybe needs more info. But these are all things that you actually activate. So like one of the issues that I'm having is I'm new to MOBA style games is remembering that I have this and making sure that I use it. After you use it, you can see there's a cooldown. So the better items presumably have longer cooldowns, 55 seconds. For this one, only 30 seconds for the potion. So yeah, so that's that. There's obviously a lot of different characters. There's also berries. These are things that are like just on the actual field itself. They restore HP. So far there's only 2. Solid Berry obviously raises your speed, so just Berry restores HP. But what I think is cool is that there's a whole lot of like info here on the different Pokemon. So let's take a look at, I'm going to look at one that I've actually played. So let's look at Alolan Ninetales, because I've used this a fair bit. So as you can see, there's a whole lot of info here. One of the big things about Unite is that you have an option in terms of, I think this is true of other MOBAs as well, but you get an option in terms of, I guess, the spells or the special abilities that you unlock. So you can see here for the first ability you have, you unlock either Powder Snow or Icy Wind. I think you always get these two, sorry, and then they can be upgraded, right? So once you get to what level is it? Level 4. So this one upgrades at level 4. Then you get either Avalanche or Dazzling Gleam, and these do different things. So for Ninetales, Avalanche, you can see here basically creates an ice wall. It forms a wall that can be passed through on land. After a short time, the wall melts and collapses, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, right? And Dazzling Gleam, this is the one that I normally choose. I don't know if this is actually better. Is basically a stun. So it's good for like stunning opponents and then going from there. Attacks with the powerful cone of blinding light, leaving opposing Pokemon unable to act when this move hits. So these can also be upgraded. Basically, one of the other reasons that experience is so important is that, as you probably have figured out, once you get to certain levels, you are able to upgrade your moves. So, for example, Powder Snow at level 4, which is like kind of important, you get Avalanche or Dazzling Gleam, right? And before that, you're stuck with Powder Snow, which kind of sucks, right? This one, Icy Wind, gets upgraded at level 6. So, Blizzard or Aurora Veil. And every Pokemon follows the same pattern as far as I'm aware. I don't think any of them don't follow this pattern. I think maybe some of the levels are different. But yeah. Also, evolution is different for each Pokemon. So this one, like, you don't evolve until level 4. For Alolan Ninetales, and some Pokemon that are like 2 stages might evolve later. Like Garchomp doesn't hit Garchomp until level 10, for example. And then also there's additional upgrades to your moves at level 11 and level 13 for Ninetales at least. Where once you reach level 11 and level 13, you get this upgrade effect. So for example, Avalanche decreases the movement speed of opposing Pokemon, for a short time when this move hits, and then increases damage dealt and stun time. Once Dazzling Gleam is upgraded, and then these, makes more Blizzard deal damage more, ticks. The ticks makes it tick more often, and then reduces the time between the ticks, and then this reduces damage as well. So everyone also gets a Unite move. I think this is at either level 9 or level 10, I forget. I'm pretty sure it's level 9. And these are special moves that are unique to each Pokemon as well, which are one of the big things that that are is interesting about Unite. And maybe this is like it looks like the game is constantly changing, so this might become outdated at some point, or might already be outdated, though I think this looks pretty up to date, at least from what I've played. Maybe some of the numbers are a little off, but basically the idea here is that your Unite move is interesting. This normally, I think it has a 60-second cooldown for each mon, so it's a pretty significant cooldown. It might even be, it might be a 100-second. I don't know exactly, but it has a very long cooldown. However, it's a very powerful move. So different Pokemon have different ultimates. This is a really good, I think, area of effect attack, so it's pretty good for hitting multiple enemies and doing damage to all of them. But some Pokemon, I've played Eldegoss, for example. If you take a look at Eldegos's Unite move, You float in the air and become invincible. If used again, it has the user pound the ground, attacking and shoving opposing Pokemon, and restoring HP to ally Pokemon in the area of effect. So you can use this to heal your teammates, for example. And just to give you another example of evolution line, you can see here at level 6 you hit Bite, and level 10 you hit Garchomp. So it looks like level 4 and level 6 are pretty standard in terms of the upgrade levels, but yeah, and there's a whole lot of Pokemon here. Like, just looking through the bottom tab here, you can see there's like a lot. So yeah, I definitely recommend people play around with them and see what they feel comfortable with. The other thing worth noting is that you have to unlock Pokemon as you play. So, like, playing games gets you in-game currency, and then you can use that currency to buy different characters. So, even if you play and there's like you don't like any of the characters that you currently have unlocked, there's also other characters as well which you can get. And the game is free to download, so that's cool as well. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say here. I don't want to like drag this on too long. Again, like, I'm not an expert by any means. I'll link the spreadsheet down below. It has been very helpful for me, so shout out to JJ Quinn again. You feel free to check them out if you're interested. I'm sure they're going to be making more Unite content. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to kind of share first impressions and kind of give my initial thoughts on the game because, yeah, I know people are interested, and I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so I do apologize that this isn't like super polished, but I hope that I feel like I've still been able to convey the information I wanted to convey. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, if you want to watch me play Unite, I'll be streaming it on Monday. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you Monday. Bye bye.